Hey guys, this is Bella and this is Luna and I'm Dave and I want to introduce them to my new followers and also update. I call them the NACONA angels that have helped along the way with their progress. So these two girls were saved from youth on October the 9th of 2025. I had 4 days when I learned about them to get them placement, to get them to a rescue, to a foster, because I have my pack here that I was still working with. It there was just no room here, unfortunately. And so anyway, Dogs 365 was the only boarding place. There were several in Nakona that flat said no, and one of them was kind of helpful with giving me some ideas, but they were so afraid that they were going to lose a dime that they were like, not in this circumstance, no way. So I had no place and no chance but to do whatever we had to do. So I had kind of given up the night before and I was revamped into saying, yes, we need to save these animals. We can't let healthy dogs be put down. We see it every day in the shelters. It's not going to happen in a veterinarian's office. So the veterinarian was called and notified that whatever they were told by the owner was not true. And so one good thing happened is that they were got all the shots while they were there at the vet for their youth appointment. Well, I think it was negligent. They were supposed to keep them there, and I picked them up at the vet, but they sent them back with the owner, which I think was very negligent. She could have abandoned them anywhere. She could whatever. But anyway, that afternoon, left work early, picked them up, and basically no crate train. I mean, we found out more and more as it went on these dogs. People think that, well, you should have had more planned out, Dave. Well, there was no planning on it. Dog rescue is like this is like it's that you don't, or it's nothing, or they got, or they're unalived, you know. So anyway, um, I just basically had to get her to get them in the back seat while I stood over here out of their sight and then just got into the driver's seat. And oh boy, where did they give me a look when I started driving away with them and they did not know me and they were looking back at their owner. The only thing that they knew. Even a poor life is disturbing to leave for these pets. So the heartbreak on their face was so noticeable. It made me drive in the wrong direction for like an hour. So anyway, um, I got on my way to Mount Pleasant, Texas, where Dogs 365 is. Luna protected Bella. Bella stayed in the very corner, and Luna was right in between us. She was like, "You ain't messing with my sister." I mean, they're bonded. They're like this, and so I arrived there about 12:30 at night. Brian stayed up. He has a big warehouse, and we pulled in. I pulled inside, and we were able to just let them out because there was no leash. There was nothing. There was no collars on them. Nothing. And so they got out, and they were just terrified. And he has a huge crate. I mean, it was the biggest crate I've ever seen in my life. And finally got them herded into that. And I have the picture, and it looks like the world's over for them in their face. Little did they know their world was going to change as of that night, and they were going to get to see sunshine. These dogs, they lived in a room. They lived in a room with potty pads. It's a strange story, and there's more to it. But to sum it up, they had two holes bored on the side and in boards that were where they had a window air conditioner in the house, and their little noses and their eyes would peek out, and that was their outside. That's what they were doing. I could see two little noses in their eyes looking out at me when I drove up. So anyway, um, their life changed for the good. I mean, they've only been doing great since then. They had no socialization to strangers, so it's been a hard fought fight for Brian that he didn't have to do. He's a boarding, but and he calls himself a, not a trainer, but he's more of a dog whisperer because I could see him looking into their eyes and reading them, and he could tell exactly what he had. I think at that time, which was a shock every day to me with how unsocialized they were, almost feral. So they love Brian. Every dog at Dogs 365, every dog there thinks of Brian as their owner. I mean, the way they look at him, I wish I had a tenth of or a fifth of the talent that he has with dogs. So anyway, we've been working with him. He's been working with him. I went up one time uh, due to my eyesight. I can't drive right now a long distance, but anyway, they have come along a long ways. We found out they're cat friendly. He's got cats also, and they actually go into their crates at night and lick them and clean them up, and um, they're just like a big family there. They just made a family. They also, now that he's got a fence up in between their this big play area, they're dog friendly. It's like wow, we just got to get them more people friendly. They're not going to bite someone, I think, but they just are leery. So Bella, the blue-eyed one, she she trusts Brian quite a bit to touch her now and pet her, but Luna not so much. And Luna, now Bella's spayed, Luna's not. We got to get Luna spayed. Luna went to be spayed at that rescue shelter, but she was in heat. Uh, so the owner did try to do something responsible with getting them spayed, but we got to get her spayed. But why I'm telling this story, and I want to thank everyone that's helped along the way, because it's expensive to save dogs. That's all there is. I'm just glad there wasn't triplets, But anyway, these two are bonded. They're Brian really feels like separating them wouldn't be a right thing to do, and so we need a special person that has a home environment that can let them in and out of the house, play with them in the backyard. They love to play with toys. And apparently they had some toys in the house. I saw pictures, but they love toys. They love snacks. I have a cute video of them eating their snacks. And in fact, I think that's what that is all around. Like it's tortilla chips or something. But anyway, they're very, they're like little spirits, little spirit animals, leaping around and frolicking, and I'm not sure what their DNA is, but they're about 35 pounds. Um, and yeah, I think they're going to be fantastic. I really want to reach out to a, the dog community for the right dog person that wants to take on and foster or do something to help with their socialization, get it to the next step. Because Brian's got 50 plus dogs. He's constantly rescuing new dogs, and there's not a lot of time he has to spend on these two. So, and he's done a just amazing job. So, if you know of that person, can you share to this person? Can you reach out to this person and see if we can um, get them a step further? I'm hoping the right person will fall in love. All it takes is one share, and someone can fall in love with these two pets. But they're going to be a commitment. They're going to be to a responsible person that wants to make a commitment that understands they're leaving a life of abuse, and they are going to have understanding and patience. The, so I call them the NACONA sisters. They come out of Nacona, Texas. So these are the original NACONA sisters, Bella and Luna. And if you love them like I do, please help, share, make a contact. And yeah, let's keep saving animals. Bye.